it's not even like I feel like he doesn't. It's not that I'm saying he cheats. I genuinely think he just forgets rules.
More like he's just a lawyer with an interesting read into the rule set.
That always benefits him.
Yes, that too.
Although to be fair, I genuinely think he did not know how to count and risk.
Well, I don't know. I don't even remember what happened in that fucking game like 6 years ago.
He was just producing units for no reason. Everybody else was like, I get 5 units. Alex was like, I get 9. And we're all like, how is he getting so much more than us? We finally realized it was because he couldn't fucking count.
Yeah, this was like halfway through the fucking game when we realized that he was playing it wrong, and that too, I don't know how he didn't win by that point.
Yeah, seriously. Like, he was not in the lead. I think he was close, but he definitely was not in the lead when we realized that he was getting way more people like units than he should have.
Was it Jeffrey? I think Jeffrey was in the lead.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was we left. I think we left Jeffrey alone, so I think so.
Fucking Jeffrey alone in the Asian panhandle, just soaking up all the fucking units.
He collected them Asia units, and I think he also had Australia.
Australia. Oh, I took Australia from him at some point. I don't know. Well, anyways, once again, yeah, I am Brandon, and over there on the other side of the highway is Nick.
Yep.
Yeah. And this week we watched episodes 8-ish? 7-ish?
7-ish?
We watched episodes of the various shows we're watching.
That's true.
We usually start off our conversation with Kaguya, because once again, it's a funny fucking show. Go fucking watch it.
Yeah.
This week in particular had one of my favorite jokes, where we find out that our guy is a complete fucking idiot.
Let's say your guy, because I'm not gonna say that
He's not my guy either.
Okay.
I think he's funny. He's also fucking creep too.
He is a fucking creep in this episode.
Where he starts talking about Kaguya and Chica's breasts.
Yeah.
Which goes into my favorite joke, where the camera pans around and you see Kaguya with the death glare. He then starts talking about Chica, and then you see her with the death glare. That just hit me. Like, it just...
It was just that look. It did something to you.
It was just fucking funny. Like,
it was.
Just the comedic timing of all that just hit it perfectly.
I think the MVP of this episode was the voice actress for Chica. Because between...
almost always the MVP.
She is. But between the fucking, the paper fan thing, where she was just screaming in the background, and the innocent whistling... like, the sound effects that voice actress was making was top tier this episode. Yeah. She was absolutely the MVP.
Definitely Chica steals the show oftentimes. But my second favorite gag was just the complete childish humor of just trying to get someone to say the word penis. Or wiener.
Wieners. Yeah, also, how Kaguya was trying to duck saying the word wiener.
Yeah.
You know, as Americans saying hot dog when we're talking about dachshunds, that's super common, apparently.
We usually call them wiener dogs.
I mean, we do, but that was what, they were trying to get... That's what Chica was trying to get the president to say, but fucking Kaguya came out with hot dogs.
I mean, she was pulling out her stops, trying not to get the president to say wiener.
It's true, she was.
If she had to stretch a little bit, then, she had to stretch. But, like, it's just, I guess that's just one of the more, multinational or global things, is that everyone is immature as shit. And the word penis or dick or wiener will never not be funny.
It's true. It is, yeah, as we found today, it is culture-spanning humor. If you want to make somebody in a different culture laugh, just learn the word for wiener, and you'll get them to chuckle at least.
Yep.
And
that was
other than that, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot else in this episode.
There was that one girl, again, for, we got the reoccurrence of, boyfriend, who wants
Right.
help with his girlfriend, and then we have the one girl, I guess, who she's jealous in the background.
I guess.
That's the very last
She's
thing.
either jealous or like morally offended by hand holding, which I can understand.
But that's the first time they held hands.
Degenerates. I know, but they did it in public, like degenerates.
Well, that, but no. So before, she had the same face on, but that was when they were just going out together.
Oh, did she have the
Yeah.
same face?
She
I thought
was-
she was just hiding behind a pole.
No, she had the same face. She had that
Okay.
like angry face.
Okay.
Okay. So who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, fucking degenerates holding hands.
I know, right? In public. Like fucking heathens. No self-respect.
Yeah, fuck them
yeah,
trying to
just-
show affection.
The ABCs of romance, Brandon.
I feel like they missed a stop there. There was like,
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
it was like,
oh, it was
first you kiss him,
kissing.
and then you hug him, and then you fuck him in the bed.
It wasn't hugging, it was petting,
Petting.
Brandon.
Fine.
It was heavy petting. And then it was, yeah. They definitely skipped a couple steps there in the middle, but
And then you take him home, you lay him down, and you go to town.
you pull an R. Kelly on them and take away their passport.
Oh
or ID.
God,
Shout out to R. Kelly.
no!
Actually,
No shout out to R. Kelly. Shout out to the cop who arrested R. Kelly.
yeah. Actually, yeah.
Or the
Real shout outs
prosecutors?
to that dude. Prosecutors, everybody involved in it, pretty much.
Yeah.
I guess technically he did turn himself in, so I guess it really wasn't a.
Shout out to
cop.
R. Kelly for turning himself in.
Yeah. Shout out to R. Kelly for acknowledging that he was sort of a douchebag.
Sort of.
Probably deserved. I mean, R. Kelly probably doesn't think he was all 100% a douchebag, or he would just plead guilty to it. So far, he's just turned himself in. He still needs to plead guilty to what he did, and then I can say he acknowledged that he was 100% a douchebag.
Okay.
The only other thing was that fucking Kaguya coming in with the roast of its own, well, some of its own viewership in the hierarchy of clubs tree that they had. Fucking below not being in a club was the anime club. Exactly where it belongs.
Wait, was it? I must have skipped that, or I must have missed that.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was during the whole, it
Yeah,
was either,
the
I think
pyramid
it was
thing.
right after Ishigami left.
Okay.
They break out like a tier list for the clubs, and the lowest rung on the tier, or the lowest tier on the little pyramid was the anime club. Exactly where they belong, the fucking bottom.
I highly agree with that statement. Anime clubs are always fucking bad.
It's true. I feel like it's hilarious too because so many anime and manga
Well,
make fun of anime club.
Yeah. Well, weebs making fun of weebs is a common meme. But
It's true.
fucking weebs, dude. Just
I
goddamn.
know. They did it in Killing Bites though, like the trashiest show made fun of the fucking anime club.
When did that happen? Was that in the manga or was that like one of the?
No, it was in like the second episode where they show up and they
Oh,
they
fuck,
immediately put the
right.
girls in the maid outfits.
Oh my god, you're right.
And all because it was all of the guys in the anime club were all fucking just neckbeards.
I mean, first of all, they're Japanese. They can't grow beards. They are internally neckbeards.
Mm-hmm. That's obviously what I meant. Yeah,
It's not about the neckbeard on your neck. It's about the neckbeard in your heart. And
exactly.
it was fucking massive.
It was full on. They were full on neckbeards. But yeah, that was Kaguya and all of its relevant good parts of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was still a funny show. What's the other
We
show we
can-
talk about? Fuck, I am blanking so hard.
What are the other shows we talk about?
I'm trying to figure out what's the next show we talk about.
Either
Domestic Nakano show.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say it's either Boogie Pop or Domestic
It's not
Nakano
Boogie
Show.
Pop, because Boogie Pop's always second. I'm trying to, trying to keep that trend going.
Okay.
Let's
Domestic Nakano
talk
Joe.
about Domestic Nakano Joe.
Yeah, let's talk about this fucking show.
How did it start unpacking this fucking episode? I feel like we should just go chronological, because I want to save the best for last.
Okay, sure.
We start off with their date, but
Yeah.
it's kind of not. I don't fuck. It's fucking date. Whatever. Who cares?
It's their 2-person beach trip, I guess.
Yes.
Not quite a date, but
It's a
has
sibling
all
date.
of the
So they
This
go
is
out.
the implication of date.
Oh my god, something else I just remembered. Something I want to bring up about Kage again. One of the jokes in this episode was the boat implication. You take her on a boat, and she has to kiss you because of the implication.
Oh my god, you're totally right. That was they were absolutely fucking doing the implication thing with the go out on the boat to hold her hand. Oh my god.
I mean,
That's
you're on a boat. What's she gonna do? She can't say no.
no. Jesus fucking Christ, you're so right.
Well, anyway,
That.
segueing into boat-related areas, the beach.
Yeah.
They have,
Domestic narcotic Joe.
yeah. So the big part of like this scene or this little trip is that we figure out the backstory of the teacher and how she fell in love with Shu, which is essentially the main character's backstory because she falls in love with the teacher, who's Shu, who by the way is already a fucking creep.
Yeah.
That fucking puppet.
Dude,
What high school
both
teacher has
of
a
them,
puppet?
He had two puppets. He had two puppets.
A boy and a girl. Like, who does that?
Fucking weird people.
God damn.
People who teach sex education with puppets because they're too like insecure to do it themselves.
I think that's what he does.
It's gotta be. Which
Why
means
else
he
would
makes
he
his
have a
puppets
puppet?
have sex, which is extra weird.
Because I'm pretty sure he's a biology teacher.
Oh, he probably is. That's why he wears the coat. That makes sense.
Oh, God.
And why he's in the lab. Oh, he probably is the science teacher.
Well, for
those
sure
were
he's a
his-
science teacher. I know that.
Yeah, those were his sex talks. His sex talk puppets.
Yeah. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
that makes me feel so dirty now.
But anyways, 4 years later, after she graduates, she then meets him again, finds out he's married, and then proceeds to try to bone him.
Yeah.
Um,
Confirming what I said before, the fact that she knew and started it anyways, she is an idiot. Confirmed.
she is an idiot. I was hoping that would not be the case, but I was wrong. So, there we go.
Yep.
After which, she kind of has like some breakdown moment where she says she'll go out with the main character, who I don't even remember his name anymore because he's just so fucking bland.
Yeah.
And for her, going out in this case would be killing themselves and
Yes.
walking out in the ocean.
Double suicide.
Double suicide because they're their step siblings and their teacher, student, and some other
Yeah.
fucking bullshit that I don't really give a crap about because she's being super melodramatic.
Yeah. She produced some real like bullshitty line about like if anybody ever find out we'd be dead, so we'd essentially just have to commit double suicide. So let's just do it now because that's what it's about. Like that's what all our relationship would ever be. And I'm kind of going like, yeah, but what if they didn't find out, so we don't have to kill ourselves?
I
Let's
feel
put
like
it
the
that
only reaction she should have is, "No, I don't like you. Get away from me.
Yeah, seriously.
You're a bland piece of
Realistically,
shit."
Realistically, you're absolutely right. That should have been the reaction.
I love you, teacher.
but-
I don't. You're not a very interesting person.
Brutal. If they had done that, the show would have been simultaneously better, and I would also be so fucking confused about what they were gonna do.
Right? But now I guess she kind of does like this kid, or at least doesn't hate him. I don't know.
I don't know.
She's just searching for some dick, which we'll get into a bit later.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, so she walks out into the ocean. Also, I don't know if this is just like more of a Japanese thing than an American thing, but like suicide by walking into the ocean is like brutal.
That happens in Drive.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Drive, great fucking movie. I loved it.
I've like never really heard of people killing themselves that way, like in a serious manner in real life. So
Didn't Virginia Woolf do it like that? She walked out into a lake and drowned herself. Oh, Sylvia Plath?
No, Sylvia Plath, I want to say
Is that the
slit her own
oven?
wrists in a bathtub.
Hmm.
Oh no, you're right. It was an oven. Sylvia Plath killed herself in the oven.
I'm pretty sure Virginia Woolf was walking out into the lake.
You could be right. Fucking anybody who like wrote literature in the early 1900s as a woman, more often than not, killed themselves in some real artistic way.
Yes, at age 59, Woolf committed suicide in 1941 by putting rocks in her coats and drowning into a river. And throwing
Okay.
herself into a river. I have no
No.
idea how I remember that.
At least one person did.
So there we go. There is written proof that someone did kill himself doing that, which I don't think that'd be a very fun way to die.
Oh no, that would be awful.
Um,
But then again, I am terrified of dying because of one, water, or two, fire. Two ways I never want to die.
I'm terrified of death because nothing is left for us except an unending void, which is black and nothingness. But that's for
why
another day.
I have religion. My religion's not doing so hot right now, but at least I have one. All sorts of AFU'd in my church, but it's there.
I don't think you want to use that term.
You're probably right. I should stay away from any of those. I even don't want to describe it as touchy terms because
In and
that
of
opens
itself,
up a
it's already
whole-
bad.
Yeah, that's a whole can of worms to unpack just in that one term.
So once we're finished with this little trip, we go back home. I believe Rui's a little peeved that she didn't get invited. But the next part of this episode is that Rui
Rui
wants...
has just spent the last two episodes being like sort of peeved that she is not included in things, but also not asking to be included in things.
To be fair, I don't think she knew about this. I think they just went.
Okay, I guess maybe you're right. Maybe she didn't know about this one.
The whole thing with the club though, that was actually just her like wishing someone would do something for her. She didn't say, "I'll fucking join the club."
Yeah, she definitely could have just been like, "Hey, can
I
I
like
join
this
the club
club."
too?"
Yeah.
And they'd probably been like, "Yeah, sure."
Fuck it, why not?
But
Moving
anyways,
forward,
that aside.
yeah, Rui, I guess, begins to blossom into her love for this fucking annoying ass main character. Shows up to his bedroom and is like, and then asked him to kiss her. They kiss each other, and then they decide they might want to keep doing this later on. That was the second half of this episode, or that was the second third of this episode.
Yes.
The last third, the teacher masturbates. Done.
The teacher masturbates, and then the main character does the worst depiction of hiding I have ever seen in my entire life. He was like crouched down behind the stairs, but like the entire left half of his head was sticking up over the railing. Like he was entirely visible.
I remember him just being completely hidden under stairs. Like, it's a dumb... I mean, he had to do what he had to do. Well, not even that. He could have just, like, seen what's going on and then just walked away.
Yeah, walked back to his room.
And then, masturbated himself.
Yeah, seriously. Gone into the bathroom that I'm sure was there and been like, you just heard me walking in the halls of the bathroom. Way to not be weird about it. Like, there were so many other options besides hide on the stairs and be very, like, 100% in the open.
See,
fucking just idiot.
I swear, like, half of these fucking characters are just idiots. They just don't know how to, like, think on their fucking feet. It's so stupid. Fucking bring it back, Kanojo or rental girlfriend. Fucking, he's the same fucking way. He just can't think on his fucking feet. He lies his fucking teeth off, but he can't lie well. Fucking douche nozzle.
We should mention to the audience that Brandon has picked up this manga.
I've actually already... I finished it. I'm completely...
Caught up?
Yeah, I'm caught up. I picked up this manga called Rental Girlfriend. It is as trashy as I was hoping it'd be. Main character is a fucking piece. I love her. That's the only reason to read that manga is for the main character. Who's,
solid.
Essentially my light.
Okay.
She's an actress,
does it get like better as time goes on? She's a what?
She's an actress.
Oh,
she's literally my light.
Wow. Does it get better as time goes on?
Define getting better. Well, here's the thing.
The story makes more sense and the characters become more likable?
So the only character with any sort of motivation is the girl, the black-haired girl, the rental girlfriend.
Okay.
Like, not even the main character. Like, his motivation is get with the black-haired girl, but for real. And he does nothing to move that forward. The black-haired girl's motivation is, I want to become an actress. And we see her do all this shit to become an actress.
Okay.
Like, at this point, I want to read what her story is. Like, I don't even care about the main character anymore.
Just and I'm sure that along the way, other random characters show up because reasons?
Yes, actually. So, a new girl joins, like, the rental service. And she's kind of, like, the kohai of the black-haired girl, and the black-haired girl wants to like train her, so she makes the new girl go out with the main character for a little bit.
Okay.
And because he's such a nice guy, that girl falls in love with him.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Never let it be said that nice guys don't finish absolutely 100% of the time first in manga.
Also, there's a high schooler that like just keeps trying to ride his dick.
Oh my god, why?
I don't know, but here's the thing: like, did he like it? Just does not want to have anything to do with this girl, though. Like, he's like, no, you're a minor, get away from me.
Okay, I can at least respect that.
Yeah, see, I can respect that. But like, he's just so fucking annoying. She like
The main character or the high school girl?
the high school girl. She's even more annoying than the fucking main character.
Does she look like if this ever got an anime, she would have a voice you would hate?
Not particularly. I don't really think so.
She doesn't have that like super done up cutesy appearance.
Oh god. Oh my god. You're right. Her and like the blonde-haired girl from his ex-girlfriend. Those two I would fucking hate them.
All right.
But I don't particularly hate the blonde-haired girl. She's kind of a bitch and like a manipulative piece of shit. But at least that's kind of fun. Like, she's an interesting antagonist. But she'd have a fucking annoying voice.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So back to this. Yeah, the teacher, she's jacking off. She's just like going to town on her fucking pussy.
But at least she's doing it in her bed and not her sister's bed.
Yeah. I wish
Shout
she
out
was
to
doing
gamers.
it. Shout out to gamers. Our one gamers reference for the week.
That retrospective could not come soon enough.
But yeah, ass up, face down. That's the way she just likes to go to town.
Oh Jesus, we should not like fucking talk down on her for masturbating.
I mean, no, it's completely fine. But it's just not something I was expecting the show to do.
It's okay. Not talking down on her for masturbating, but like, motherfucker, if you want to get off in a home where a whole bunch of people are sleeping,
lock
close
your fucking door, right? Like, her door wasn't even fucking closed.
Yeah.
God.
It wasn't like he opened the door quietly and then saw that. Like, the door was full on open with the light on. Like, what fucking animal are you? At that point, you're just asking for people to see you.
She must have a good fucking imagination if she like didn't need to have porn to jack off. Jesus Christ.
I know. Fucking just close your goddamn door at least. Holy God.
Man, that Shusan dick must be amazing.
Yeah, seriously. Holy. And then, of course, like, that was the weird thing. Like, I guess we're supposed to feel bad for the main character because
I didn't really give a crap.
I didn't really give a crap either. Like, we had that whole scene where she was like, you have to be committed to basically like losing your life to be with me, and he was like, I don't got that sort of commitment, fam. I'm like, at this point you have to give up. Like, you made your choice right there. It's over for you. Like, you do not have a right anymore to fucking care about who she jacks off to. So
God, this fucking main character.
I don't understand what the fuck the point of that last scene was, other than fan service, but he's a fucking just knob suck.
That's the thing. We are supposed to feel bad for him. It didn't come through because we hate him, but we are supposed to feel sad. Yeah, that was the episode. We find out Teacher's backstory. Rui is not being very upfront about her feelings. Teacher is just masturbating.
Yep. Rui continues to be the best character for all of the obvious reasons. If she doesn't ever, like, she needs to eventually come into her own and start like doing stuff for herself.
Well, here's the thing.
And, like,
she is doing stuff. She's the one that wanted to kiss the main character. The main character still has stuff is still just happening to the main character. The main character doesn't go into stuff like he.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely right.
Like
you're absolutely.
He does nothing.
Yeah, he just bumblefucks his way into other people telling him that he's going to do something now. But I guess more what I'm talking about, Rui is so weird because you're right. Like, she does stuff when they're alone. I just want her to do like more in public, I guess, and like be more involved in like having her own life. I don't know. It's hard to put it into words to make it make sense.
I want Rui to be the main character and her to have a thing for her sister.
I'd be down with that.
Right? We should get started on that. We'll call it the Scissoring Sisters.
Oh God. Jesus.
I don't know what else to call it.
That's totally fair.
Uh, so let's move on.
Can we tie that into the sequel of Gamers, where it's just going to follow the two sisters on the sister x sister route?
Oh my god, I can't wait for Gamers again.
Oh my god. And we could talk about how they, like, that ending absolutely set up the sister route.
It did.
Oh,
But
anyways.
let's move on to our second show of the week, Boogie Pop.
Yep. Which we only watched one episode of for this week.
Yes. Are the new ones out yet? The little like OVA kind of shit.
So?
I haven't seen it. We'll figure it out this week. But
yeah.
This episode was the ending of the Boogie Pop versus Imaginator arc.
Yes.
Things that were answered.
Things that were answered. Is Boogie Pop going to show up again in her own show? Answer: yes, she did show up again.
She does show up.
Other than that, not a whole lot. I'm gonna be honest.
We do get a resolution in the story with the lab coat dude, the counselor. Where we figure out that love conquers all once again. If someone loves you, some serial killer can't take your flower from your heart.
Yep.
That's not a sexual euphemism. I know it might seem like one, but it isn't.
That even though you think the reason he can't touch your flower heart thing, he can't pluck your rose, is because you're not a real human being, it's actually because you love somebody else and they love you back.
Yes. But we do get an answer in that the fake Boogie Pop little brother was actually brainwashed when he got sparked. That's something I was actually wondering, and it got answered. So we'll put that in the Boogie Pop column.
It's true.
I think we'll find out what the Toei organization is doing in the next arc, or we're going to slowly learn what they are and what they do.
I think so. Because they seem like such a weird combination of things that they do and don't care about.
Yeah, they don't care about Boogie Pop really, is what I've kind of heard, which is kind of weird. So they're not. I don't know if they're malevolent or not. I think the biggest problem I have with it is that we don't know what the Toei organization wants. There's no motivation behind them, so they're just kind of a cosmic thing that's just kind of off to the side.
It's the fact that they have no real motivation, and it feels like so many of the characters we meet have so little motivation involving them.
Yeah.
So Boogie Pop seems very ambivalent about the existence of the Toei organization as well.
Well, because for Boogie Pop, her main thing was to fight Imaginator, find out what her Imaginator is, and essentially exorcise her. Which she does in this episode, where she finds out that Imaginator has been hiding off with the counselor. And she I guess Imaginator just kind of gives up when Boogie Pop finally shows up. Right before showing up in front of the little brother, which I feel like that's going to tie into something later. Because I feel like there's no other reason to have that scene if it's not going to lead anywhere, I think. Something's going to happen with them.
So I don't entirely know. You might be right. They may be setting up for a reappearance of Imaginator in some other way with the brother in some way later.
I actually think Imaginator is just dead. I feel like his motivation is going to be based off what Imaginator told him.
I think that's a little bit more believable, because I was going to say Imaginator is definitely gone now.
Yes.
Because that was the whole point of the very first episode, which is another thing that was finally answered, where you see Imaginator step off of the roof and she says, "Come find me," but then is immediately gone. I'm pretty sure every time we see Imaginator as that girl, she's floating off the ground, and as time goes on, she gets closer and closer to the ground until this episode, where the first time she touches the ground, and then she goes away.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I actually didn't notice that. I did like how a lot of her the shots with her, basically kind of shows she's hanging. Because she's always kind of in midair. There are a couple of scenes where she's kind of in the foreground, her legs are just suspended in midair. It was a very creepy shot.
She gets a lot of low shots too. So not only not not always directly below her, but sort of at like a low angle to give her a very like suspended animation, sort of looming presence.
Yeah, it really reminded me of the Hat Ghost from Haunting of the Hill House, which everyone should go watch because it's fucking awesome.
The
Um,
Hat Ghost.
yeah, there is a ghost in the show who like basically is just floats 6 inches above the ground, and like the
Okay.
way he moves is by like getting his cane and like dragging himself with the cane.
Huh.
Yeah, it's very like strange. It's very ethereal. I'll probably show you a clip later on, but
Hmm.
I fucking loved it. He was one of my favorite ghosts because it's just so fucking creepy. And he kind of has a similar thing with Imaginator where he essentially like grafts onto someone and just kind of follows them around.
Okay.
But one of the other strange things that happened in this episode was we get Little Brother versus the Carnival.
Yeah.
Where he has to fight a bunch of girls and boys who were brainwashed by I think Spooky E into becoming like clowns and putting on like mascot costumes to beat the shit out of any intruders.
Right.
So you get like a couple of 3 seconds of cool little animation of a cool little fight, and then he gets knocked the fuck down because I mean
He does.
you can't really fight 4 people in a bear costume. That's just impossible.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
800 fucking clowns come by.
when he fucking punched the one dude in whatever it was squirrel costume, and the whole head turns, but it just made like such a weird sound, so it didn't feel like he connected. That was the moment where I realized he was fucked because
Yeah.
like those costumes gave them so much protection against their like faces. It seemed.
Think again, motherfucker. Yeah. So with the ending of this arc, I believe the counselor kind of gives up on his goal, which was to take away pain from everyone.
Mhm.
Boogie Pop tells him that it doesn't matter because pain would have come back anyways. So
Yeah.
this whole entire arc was fucking useless.
Pretty much.
No one learned anything. But at least the little brother now has a girlfriend.
Yes.
And we saw Big Sister show up and hit some people. I think, and we get the tease of the next arc, which is something about a fire witch, and I think Big Sister's the fire witch.
I'm pretty sure Big Sister is the Fire Witch.
Which I'm fucking ready for that shit.
Do
I mean, she's a witch. She uses fire. Light me up.
you think she's actually going to use fire?
Maybe I fucking hope so. Cause like
Okay.
in the opening, we see like an explosion, right?
Right.
And I think she's the one that caused the explosion.
Okay.
So we still don't know why she was fighting Boogie Pop. But it's gonna happen at some point. Maybe she's there to like destroy all the like other Imaginator type people who have powers. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe. But we don't know yet. So we'll find out
Yeah.
next episode, where we get vague introductions to various things and no payoff. Although I still like this episode. It was a lot of talking, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
It was
Mostly,
pretty good.
mostly a Boogie Pop telling him that I'm telling the counselor that he's a fucking idiot and he wastes his fucking time.
I don't remember exactly why, but in watching the episode, it was weird to me that he like when the younger brother shows up at his girlfriend's house to like find her, he just like stands there ringing the doorbell for a while and then presumably just breaks in somehow, and they never really like talk about how. So like either the door was just unlocked and he opened the door, or he like kicked down the door.
Either or is believable. I don't think we need I don't think it really matters how he got in.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter like how he
It's just
got
one of
in,
those
but
things
it's
you
just
wanted to find out, right?
that and like just the rampant. I just imagine like the rampant destruction of like this poor door on the way through this like to find his girlfriend. Like when his girlfriend gets back home and her fucking door is kicked
Just-
down, she's
yeah.
probably gonna be like pissed.
Oh my god,
mean,
what'd you do? I've been robbed. Like, no, I just knocked down the door. I do karate.
Oh, my stuff is gone. Oh, that's right. I don't own anything.
I don't know anything. Oh, my pictures. Oh, those can go away.
Yeah, I really don't want anybody to see these anymore. Why the fuck did she have those?
I don't think I don't think she took them. I'll be honest.
I don't think she did either, but they were in her.
But that begs the question: why does she still have them?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's strange because of, various reasons that aren't her fault. So, we might get an answer. I don't really want to know the answer.
I don't want to know the answer,
Yeah,
to be honest.
I'd rather just have her burn the pictures, much like they did in Banana Fish.
Yeah, seriously.
But we'll find out what happens then. But that was Boogie Pop. That was the end of the Imaginator arc. Imaginator is everyone who has power, but also that one girl, and then also that one counselor. It is a concept, essentially.
Yeah.
We're also figuring out who the main characters are, kind of. We know that Boogie Pop is, a recurring character.
Mm-hmm.
Silver-haired girl.
The sister,
silver-haired girl, the little brother, and then the Suema, the petite investigator, or
yes.
the high school investigator person lady.
Yeah, I was wondering what title you were gonna give her. Investigator is probably the best way to describe it. I agree there.
She's kind of like she just gets into trouble, really.
Seriously, she was the one that fucking went into that dark room and saw the teacher giving the two girls the bad touch, right?
Yes, she was.
Okay, she's already seen some shit, and she's probably gonna see some worse shit as time goes on.
Most likely, she's gonna die.
You think?
My theory for the week: an investigator girl dies.
That would be interesting.
There we go.
If investigator girl dies.
It would.
I don't know.
But we will see. She's gonna get burned alive. That's the fire witch is gonna burn her.
Burned alive by the fire witch.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think she just might get shot in the face or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm still gonna give you full credit if she dies at all, but
I'm just throwing out these wild theories anywhere else.
If she does get burned to death by the fire witch, I'm gonna call you a witch. Because that'd be some next level shit.
That'd be fucking weird.
That would be kind of weird.
So that ends our discussion of Boogie Pop. Let's move on to
what Boogie Pop episode was this?
Episode 10.
Okay.
9.
So we still, and there are 16 episodes total, I think.
18.
18?
Yes.
Okay. So
looks like you're right. Episodes 11, 12, and 13 I think just came out.
Okay.
In a thing. So we'll probably have to choke through those in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next episode that's airing on its normal timeline is episode 14.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it should Boogie Pop should be ending roughly at the same time as the rest of them.
Basically, yeah, it's gonna end around the same time as Domestic Encounter Show.
Okay.
From the looks of it, exactly the same time.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So let's move on to one of our favorite show of the season. Spoilers for Shield Hero. It's not Shield Hero. It is Dororo.
Dororo.
Damn, this show's still so fucking good. I fucking love this episode.
This episode was great.
This episode was fantastic. I was wrong. I thought this episode was gonna start off the arc where he finds out who his father is and all that shit. But they're still traveling, and in this episode we meet a spider demon, who in the beginning episode. Oh,
before the spider demon.
Yes.
While they in the very first, I think the very first scene, Hyakkimaru was holding something in his jacket. Is that a crest that he took from one of the samurai?
No, those are the rice.
Okay.
Seeds.
Because it was I was not certain if it was the rice seeds or not, because I thought the rice seeds were in a green bag and it looked purple, whatever he was holding. But at the same time, it would be weird for him to have something that he couldn't see, somebody's, insignia.
Yeah.
So I was very confused as what he was holding. But okay, it was the rice.
I'm pretty sure it was the rice seeds.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think the crest is going to come into play, because I think the girl bought them from the father lords.
I think so. Yeah.
So that
because we can see the Father Lord's camp from the hill a couple times.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're going to come into play soon, or whenever he gets to that arc that you're talking about.
I'm saying specifically the rice bag, having the insignia might come into play. But
okay,
I'm not actually certain.
That would make sense.
Yeah, we'll find out later. In this episode, though, we didn't actually go to the campsite or meet the army. Instead, we actually go to this small village which is being terrorized by a kidnapper. Dororo believes that it is the spider they saw earlier in the forest, who Hyakumaru injured. We also find out that the spider basically like wrapped herself up in some like cocoon and then came out as a lady, as a kind of pretty lady in my opinion. And then she gets taken by one of the villagers back into the village too, and he tries to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, was this episode so fucking good?
Yeah.
The entire episode is this kidnapper. Well, spoilers. The villager who finds the spider lady kind of takes care of her. Feeds her rice and shit. And throughout the entire episode, we're trying to figure out who this kidnapper is, essentially, taking away these villagers. We actually find out that it's the main villager who's taking care of the spider lady, who's actually trying to sneak these people away from the horrific conditions of the village, which is situated next to a quarry, and they're essentially worked them to death. Even in this episode, we see someone die because the quarry part of the quarry has a cave in and kills someone.
Yeah.
This
and so
ends,
they have the villager and the spider lady have like a lot of long talks about the meaning of life and killing things and what it is to be alive and what it is to die and things like that. And they kind of become, you can see that obviously the spider lady, we know that she's a monster. And so she's talking about it from this very like utilitarian point of view. Yeah. Distant, separate from humans sort of way. And so she's surprised that the peasant from the village, just the guy from the village, I should say.
Yeah.
He has a very like similar point of view on a lot of these things, and so.
But it's kind of flipped. So like while she sees life as kind of equal, and like so she can essentially do what she wants with it. Mm-hmm. The villager has a very similar view, but that's why like he doesn't want to kill anything, is because everything is equal. Like he even like there's a cockroach that he refuses to kill. He actually throws it out of the window. The spider lady wants to kill the cockroach because it's vermin, but he doesn't believe that. He believes that it's has equal opportunity to life as he does, which he sees as very kind of noble and interesting.
Well, I'm not certain how she sees the cockroach, but she's got a very like she has that same view, at least as it comes to humans, as we find out a little bit later.
Because she doesn't kill humans. Like the way she sustains herself is like by essentially eating away at their life force, which is like I guess this conceptual thing. But humans can just regenerate it if they're healthy.
Right.
Like they can just get better.
They bounce back.
Yeah. So she never really wants to kill anyone, because she sees them as like an important resource, and you don't ever want to get rid of it.
Right.
So she's not all bad. Like, sure, she's I guess technically eating people, but she never wants to kill anyone completely.
Right.
We even see this in the the symbolism with Hyakumaru's vision, where whenever she's angry, she has that red hue, but whenever she tries to protect the villager, it kind of goes back. It becomes a white ghost or a white spirit instead of a red spirit.
Right.
So we're beginning to see not completely evil demons.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see more.
And then to counterpoint that a little bit, we have the samurai, or whatever you want to call them, the soldiers that show up at the end.
Who are douche nozzles.
Who are absolute dickheads. Because obviously they're trying to hunt down the kidnapper, and we find out the reason why is because the kidnapper is actually helping the workers who are being worked to death run away, and the soldiers don't want the workers running away and leaving them high and dry in this quarry with nothing to show for it. So they're trying to keep everybody stuck in this quarry forever. And so they put out this reward that they were never intending to pay out, just so that they could find the kidnapper and kill them.
Yes, they wanted someone to be a snitch.
Yeah.
Which is actually alluded to before halfway through the episode, where one of the kids is saying, they'll never find out, right? And then one of the older men says, yes, no one's ever going to snitch.
Yeah.
So he knows about like what's actually going on with the reward.
Right. The villagers obviously know what's up because that's their way to freedom. But obviously we see things through Hyakumaru and Dororo's position where they don't understand what they're seeing, and so it seems sort of confusing at first. Like, why wouldn't somebody, talk about this kidnapper who's stealing people? And we assume doing something really bad to them, because like Hyakkimaru and Dororo, we are led to assume that it's the Spider Lady.
Yeah. Out of all the episodes we watched, this was probably like one of the more emotionally impactful episodes. I meant like from this week.
Oh yeah.
Mostly because this show's actually really fucking good.
Yes. I was gonna say, I was like, it kind of if you're gonna argue like whole season.
Yeah, not whole season.
The Mio thing was rough, but it's also like we said, we saw it coming a mile away.
I mean, it could still be impactful even though we saw it. Like, I still, felt bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I guess
this one with like the monster who had, a human-like outlook and, kind of became this like, it was a non-monstrous monster and humans who were the real monsters at the end.
Yes.
So it had a very succinct storyline that I think it told very well.
Also, I dig the aesthetic from that lady, from the Spider Lady. Oh,
do you?
Man, I dig it.
She was very haughty for a lot of it.
She was.
She also, I assume, made her own clothes out of her spider silk.
It's fucking hot. How'd you get the red?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna ask.
I didn't want to think too hard about it. That was my assumption for where she got the clothes, because we saw her wrap herself up in the silk, and then she came out as a lady wearing a silk kimono. So I'm assuming that it was her own silk.
That's fucking weird. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her own silk.
Yeah.
But what else is to say about this episode? It was really good. Not as much action as the other episodes. It kind of makes sense though, because throughout the story, Dororo and Hyakkimaru are actually looking for food, so they can't really do much. And much of the episode was centered around the villager and the Spider Lady.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that we're going to get into a more action-heavy sort of focus when he starts interacting with the army and his father and his brother.
I want that brother to get his eyes slit open. Oh, I can't fucking wait. That shit's gonna happen. It's gonna be fucking hype. I don't even really hate
this is one of the few times the intro gives something away, but it doesn't give away how it happens, and so we can still be excited to see it.
Yeah. So maybe it was a demon. Who knows?
Maybe it was a demon. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Do you think the brother and Dororo are gonna, or the brother and Hyakkimaru are gonna team up?
No. So we've already seen kind of like some jealousy going on with the brother. He doesn't get enough attention from the mother, or from his mom, and that's going to be a main reason why he's never going to like be together with Hyakkimaru. He's never going to like forgive him because he feels like Hyakkimaru's stealing his mom away from him.
Okay.
He wants to be the only one acknowledged by his mom.
Right.
And then I think what's gonna happen is probably the father's gonna be like, "Damn, this other son is so fucking good." I think it's gonna happen. Like, I think he's gonna be impressed by Hyakkimaru, and that's gonna send his brother into a rage.
Do you think he's really gonna be impressed by Hyakkimaru?
He's gonna be angry, but I feel like he's good. I think he might be impressed. Like, not impressed, but like he'd be angry, but he'd acknowledge that he's strong. And,
okay.
Yeah, at the very least, he'd acknowledge that he's strong.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that he's got like the dad has a pretty good understanding that.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't know because he doesn't know who's doing it yet.
I think he just knows that demons together.
You think so?
Yeah. We haven't seen enough of him, I think.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's got to be like, for the dad, it has to be like hard to believe that the kid is still alive.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see. We'll see how it sort of plays out. Because if I remember correctly, there was an episode like 3 or 4 weeks ago where he sent out like some sort of spy force to hunt down whoever was killing off the demons.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I just remember him saying, I remember him talking out loud and somebody responding when they were in the Hall of Hell or whatever the hell it was called.
Oh, the Buddhist temple for everything demon.
Yeah, the Buddhist temple that exists for demons for no reason. Okay. He said he told somebody out loud to like go hunt down whoever was doing that, but we never see who it is and what they look like. So I'm assuming something to do with that is going to come up soon.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
And then, to be fair, he did see the fucked up kid before he sent it on its way, so he knows, like, roughly what his kid looked like. So whenever the reports come back of this dude with 100% a prosthetic body, he's gonna have a pretty good suspicion that it's his kid.
I think he thought it was dead, though.
He probably thinks it's dead right now, but whenever his spy force reports back and says, like, yeah, this kid with, like, 7 prosthetic limbs and no eyes, and, he's super fucked up, like, he's killing off all these demons, like, the dad's probably going to put 2 and 2 together and be able to say, like, that might be my kid.
You're probably right. Okay.
I'm excited for the dad and Dororo and the dad and Hyakkimaru and the brother to finally all meet up.
Oh my god.
And the mom.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait.
Like we said 2 or 3 weeks ago, but we'll refresh it now. That mom is gonna die.
Mom's gonna die for sure.
I forget. I always ask this, but do you think she's going to put on the dead mom hairdo before she dies?
No, because dead mom hairdos are usually only if you die from a sickness.
Okay. Is it? I don't know how specific it is because I'm real bad about paying attention for the dead mom hairdo.
I think that's the trope. So we'll find out later.
Okay.
But once again, Dororo, fantastic show. It still has not lost anything. It continues to have a high production value, just high talent. It just continues to be good. It has not dropped in quality.
Definitely.
And that's my segue into Shield Hero.
Yeah.
Yo, this episode is fucking boring.
I forgot this episode was a thing, I'm gonna be honest. When this started, and I, despite the fact that it literally told us last episode about, the whole, we saw the chest, and it was like, oh, don't pick up the seed, or bad things are gonna happen. I absolutely should have remembered that this episode existed. I completely forgot about it, because it is so pointless.
See, I don't mind him, trying to help the people out and, get rid of the plants. Sure, that's okay. What I hated most was we do that part, which is kind of boring, and then they go to the hot springs, and then we're there for the rest of the fucking episode.
Yeah, the other half of the episode.
And then
I am actively upset about that. Do you want to know why I'm upset about that?
Was it not supposed to be that long?
So kind of. That whole, the back half of this episode with all the hot springs bullshit was a fucking bonus chapter.
Oh.
I'm so upset. That was the bonus chapter they decided to adapt.
I think I know why. Well,
there are so many better fucking bonus chapters to pick, and they picked that one.
Here's the reason why this episode is padded out with a bonus chapter. 1, next episode is a dragon, so the entire episode is going to be devoted to the dragon. 2,
right,
tits.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the tits, and they're probably going to do. I'm pretty certain the next thing that happens is the dragon. They could have done the bonus chapter where fucking Sword Hero goes and kills the dragon.
That's a bonus chapter?
Yes, that's a bonus chapter. And they could have done that chapter where you see it from his perspective and you get to learn about how, he's sort of a fucking loner douchebag like Kirito.
Sword Hero. Sorry, I thought you said Shield Hero.
Yeah, Sword Hero.
1, does that bonus chapter have any tits?
I don't think so.
That's off the table. We needed to have fan service because, I don't know.
I mean, you're right. You're definitely right. Because it didn't have fan service, that is the reason why they didn't do any of those bonus chapters. But I'm morally offended that they did do a bonus chapter at all, and they picked that one.
They should have done the bonus chapter for this fucking Spear Hero, because I assume he, we see him get the fucking seed and, give it to the people, and then the ending of this would have been him having to clean him up.
That would have been nice. The weird thing about that is if they had done that chapter, they would have also, they probably wouldn't have adapted this part. That bonus chapter ends, it starts with this other girl showing up as part of his party, and it ends with Bitchy Princess selling the other girl off as a sex slave.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's dark as fuck. It also, technically, it doesn't end with us seeing her sell the other girl off as a sex slave. It ends with Motoyasu hearing her beg for mercy in an inn while she's getting raped and thinking to himself, oh, that couldn't be her. She's such a nice girl. I'm not going to do anything about that. They're just playing. It's fucking
He's
dark.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah. It is a fucked bonus chapter.
It
is such a dark ending, in my opinion.
Let's call it extra chapter. I don't feel like that's not very bonus.
Yeah.
It's not very cash money, but I don't know.
That it is not very cash money of a bonus chapter. I'm going to agree with that. That chapter was the bad touch. It made me feel dirty.
Regardless, yeah, this episode was just, oh my god.
It was rough. It dragged.
I was really bored the entire time. Like, I just didn't give a crap what was going on.
I just want to get back to the story. Like, the story components of Shield Hero, it, like, at least it connects, like, all the different episodes together, and so it, like, chains together, like, a reliable story. Right now, they're just doing, like, random shit in the countryside, and I just don't care.
So, like, my not involvement, it's an I word I'm looking for.
Investment?
Yeah, my investment in the show, like, it peaked episode 4, and, like, sank like a rock. And it has not gone up yet. Like, nothing has, like, made me excited about this show yet. After the episode 4 part. Because that's such a great fucking episode, and it's followed by these 3 pieces of shit.
Yeah. Like, I understand at least the first one, because, like, yeah, it sucks, but they need to get Philo. Like, she's an important character for the rest of it, and she does some cool shit later on.
Yeah, let me see the cool shit.
I know. We just need to fucking get there, and it's taking so goddamn long to get there. Like, I feel so bad saying, like, cool stuff is coming, because it's just not here yet, and it is absolutely, like, unacceptable that they're doing this shit for no fucking reason.
I definitely feel like all these 3 episodes could have just been turned into 1.
Yes. They either should have reduced it to 1, or, like, cut out some of this crap and not done some of it.
Well, in fact, even this episode was just like, it was just half an episode because the other half was a bonus chapter.
Yeah. Like, they could have taken out half of last episode or reduced last episode and shoved in, like, a little bit of the seed thing. And so all in one episode, we could have had, like, get clothes, find out about the seed, do the seed thing. That whole thing is done. And this episode could have been, like,
let's go fight the dragon.
Fight the dragon and actually, like, start the next story chain that happens. And, like, shit actually happens from there on. Because, like, we just need to get moving again.
Definitely. Well, aside from that, animation is still, like, okay. I think it dropped in quality, honestly. Like, I haven't seen anything that
it's definitely not been as bad as the first Philo episode was, like, the lowest point in my opinion. That race scene was so bad.
That race scene was not good.
It has, like, specific moments of badness, usually centering around any time that they're moving along in the carriage is kind of rough.
There was, like, a scene where like where Raph is asking Shield Hero if he wants to drink some milk, and then we see Shield Hero, it's facing them, and we see Shield Hero, like, combing fucking whatever's hair, and then Raph's face just looks off. Like, I think it looks off model, like, for that split, like, for that little shot.
I'm willing to believe it. I'm willing to believe that they, like, phoned in that bonus chapter.
To be fair, like, I wouldn't blame them.
I would not either.
I would blame them for even fucking doing it in the first place.
Yeah. Like, if you're not... It's just such a weird decision to do it. Like, it had to be, they mapped out, like, how they wanted to do all of the major story pieces, and then when they put it all together, they realized they had, like, this half of an episode that they just didn't have anything to go in, and just had to pick a random bonus chapter to fit in here, so everything, like, worked out how they wanted it chronologically, because it's just such a weird decision to do it. Because it doesn't relate to anything else that happens in the story. It doesn't, like, there's no part of it that adds anything, really. It's just purely a fan service bonus chapter. And
you can make the argument that it adds character development to Raph and Philo.
I guess, yeah, I guess you're right. It does,
But
like,
even then, it's just awful character development. It's character development I
yeah,
don't really give a crap about.
it just solidifies like they're friends, and that's about it. And like,
They're friends. We get some weird shit. The lolly says weird shit again.
yeah,
And Raph has a thing for the main character, and it's still weird. That's
yeah.
it. That's all it was.
And they talk about, if you bathe together, your
Getting
relationship's
married.
gonna be great. It's yay.
Blah blah blah.
They definitely
blah.
don't do this in every anime ever.
It's really tiring me out. Can you tell that we're tired?
I just, it's such a bizarre decision to do it at all because like at a certain point, the audience in Japan has to they just have to get fucking sick of this shit. Like they're just getting pandered to, and not even in like a creative or interesting or like particularly good looking or in like visually interesting way. Like it's just mediocre, and it like the people in Japan have to be upset about this too. Like they can't just be like they can't just accept that like this is okay to do.
Oh, there's probably some people that are want it to go forward. Some other people probably just don't care. Like they're watching the show because they want to watch the show, and that's it. It's just fine. I have an issue with it because I want it to be a really great show.
Uh-huh.
That's where my main issue is. But if you like this episode, I hate you, but I don't really give a crap.
I just wish that they had done.
Wish they were better.
Yeah, I just wish they were better about it.
Oh well. So I guess let's keep the isekai hate train going. One thing I've always noticed that they don't do in isekai, which I really want them to do, is like have the character have like whoever gets sent to the other fucking world, like have his like the shit that happened before he got sent to the world, like inform some of what he does. Like usually it's sometimes alluded to, like even barely, but for the most part, the character we get like would be the same character even if he wasn't like thrown into another world. Nothing that like the Shield Hero does right now like has been informed from his past actions, from his life outside of it. Like it's just been him. He just kind of shows up. Like he could have been a peasant and then chosen to be a Shield Hero, and it wouldn't have changed the story at all.
Right.
And I kind of just want them to do something like that because I feel like it'd be interesting. It'd be more character driven.
It would be interesting. They would have to like draw from it very specifically, I feel like, because like you need a character with certain character traits that like you can use in an isekai without it immediately transforming into like, well, I'm gonna use what I know about combustion to build a gun. Because like if I ever got transported back in time, that would be the first thing I would do is build a gun.
If there's magic, the first thing I would do is try to figure out how to like loop the magic into itself in an infinite loop and then just start throwing infinite balls everywhere. I've got the power.
So that's how you destroy the world. You go slightly too infinite with it, can't stop it, and then everybody dies.
But then I become a god.
But everything is dead.
And I'll just recreate the world again.
Okay.
That, or I'll like show them the magic of computers. And then they burn me because I'm a witch. That
is probably how that would end.
you start your own manga company, your own little parchment company in this world, and then get a bunch of peasants to buy into it, and then create a work that is about a peasant who gets sent to another world where there's technology. Boom! You can become rich as shit.
Realistically, all you have to do is create the concept of waifus, and you'd be rich as shit in another world.
But the reason I bring this up is because there's this book I read back when I was in like fucking 8th grade, which is an isekai. A kid gets sent to another world, like a medieval time world. But everything in that medieval time world is like based off of like his life. So like the king in this world is his father, like the queen is his mother, but he like slowly starts to realize this throughout his adventure. And what's happening in this world, he like slowly starts to like figure out like what's happening in his real life world. Because like before he gets into the other world, he has like interactions with his parents that he seems as kind of weird. And through his adventures, he actually finds out that his dad has cancer, and like his mom might like divorce his dad, because of like how he's talking with like the queen and the king. So that, kind of like that shit is kind of like would be interesting, I think. Because at the end of the episode,
that would be trippy.
Yeah, because at the end of the book, he does get sent back, and like his dad dies, and like his mom's like depressed as shit. It was a pretty it was pretty dark. I want to figure out what the book was called, but because I kind of want to read it again. But yeah, I really liked it when I was a kid. It was fucking cool.
See, anime would somehow fuck that up, and it would be like the love interest. It's actually your little sister.
Oh my god. Even then, like if like you go to another world and like your love interest looks exactly like the love interest from before, that'd be like something interesting. Would be like if like you fucked up the relationship before, you like learn from that and like actually, form a good relationship with this other girl. And like your the past actions inform how you act here. That would actually be interesting. They would never do it because he'd be exactly the same fucking. He would make the same exact fucking mistakes if it was a fucking anime. Because the main character
he would make the same mistakes.
Fucking idiot.
And for whatever reason, the girl would still be all over his dick. 100%.
Can you tell I'm tired of this shit? Even though even though I read like 76 chapters of this fucking manga, which I hated. But man, that fucking main character though. The aesthetic, Nick. I dig it.
The aesthetic.
She's got that cute vibe going on where she like braids her hair and has glasses, and then no one recognizes her.
Oh my god, they do not. You were lying to me.
Yeah, so
they do not pull like the nerdy girl with her glasses that nobody can see.
That's what happens. She has like she's literally the nerdy girl that no one like the wallflower type girl. But the moment she unbraids her hair, takes off the glasses, she becomes like Miss fucking Sex Appeal.
You are lying to me.
No, that's what fucking happens.
That is amazing.
But I would give it this. The one time she does take off her glasses and people... Well, actually, not even that. The one time she takes off her glasses and people like start to recognize her, they don't recognize her as the girl that they've seen with the main character before. They think she's like some random model from like some fucking magazine. God damn, the fucking Clark Kent shit is fucking stupid.
I love it. It's hilarious to me.
To be fair, they were drunk as shit. But if they used the drunk excuse, I would have liked it more than the Clark Kent excuse of, she still has her braided hair, so people don't recognize her, despite the fact that she probably has the same fucking voice.
The tequila goggles excuse makes a lot more sense than the, she took off her glasses and unbraided her hair and I couldn't tell. She just looked like a whole different person. Well, I could kind of understand if it was like, not even really, but if they tried to pull some sort of like, oh, then she put on makeup and looks like a whole different person. Like, maybe, but even then, like, there's not like a crazy difference in what a person's like face looks like with and without makeup. It's just how rosy your cheeks look and how shadowed your eyes are is really all the difference.
Here's the thing. They talked to her when she was in her sex mode.
They not talk to her.
They've talked to her on multiple occasions.
You are lying to me. They cannot keep getting away with this. Do you think people are just doing it to like, be nice to her at this point?
Like,
she's trying to pretend to be two different people, so like, let's just go with it, guys. Like, we all know, but like, let's just go with it.
I would love if a manga did that. Like, for 10 chapters, people like just act like these two kids are hiding their fucking secret, and they just come out to them because they don't want to act anymore. They're like, yeah, we've known for like the past fucking month. You're not hiding it well. She can't change her voice all the fucking time. You understand that, right? Oh my god.
Honestly, I would love it if they ever do something like that. Like, you get to the point like halfway through the manga where all of their friends finally have like an intervention. They're like, look, we know, like, you could stop.
It was fun for the first month, but like, just stop. We saw you crying about this. Just stop.
Just let it go. It's not worth it. Like,
we all know you guys want to bone each other. Just fucking do it.
Do you really think the glasses change your face that much? Do you think they change your voice? Like,
You've literally talked to us in both forms.
Oh my god. But yeah. Fucking what's the manga called? Kanojo Okarishimasu. Go read it if you're a fucking degenerate like I am and wanted to read it for the fucking girl. Because honestly, that's all I fucking did. I saw the girl, and I read the manga.
I read through 6 chapters a while ago, so I may have to go back and finish it because I'm looking for something to read right now.
It's light and breezy.
All right, that's good. I'm going to sell out to the Taskmaster show. It is a British comedy show, and I've recently picked it up. It's fucking hilarious, and I love it. Basically, if you are the sort of person who likes watching comedians do random, ridiculous things and act like complete asses of themselves, or make complete asses of themselves along the way, and then have somebody with a very good, like, sarcastic, dry humor make fun of them again to their faces live, is a phenomenal show.
Okay.
And points get assigned at the end, and people win things. They also, it's great because there are prizes, but the contestants have to provide the prizes to the show, so they're always like shit prizes that people win at the end.
That's pretty great.
It's a delightful show. I find it hilarious, so if you have a sense of humor like me, you might enjoy it. But that's going to be my sellout. It's called Taskmaster.
Okay. I'm going to sell out to a Japanese manga all over the world. Quit making garbage.
True.
Also, keep making garbage because I want to read it.
No, stop making garbage. Keep making trashy stuff.
Oh,
there's a difference.
Yes, keep making trashy stuff because I'm all about it. Like keep making your women big-breasted.
Mm-hmm.
And make them have a mean look because
make them be mean to me.
Oh yeah.
Treat me like dirt. Step on me a little bit.
Treat me like my ex-wife. So, this was episode 52. We've been doing this for 52 weeks.
Yep.
Thank you for following along for what can only be described as one of the worst things that have come out of my head.
Yep. This was barely conceived as an idea. It was just something that started one week for no particular reason, and we've continued it for all of these weeks. Brandon and I basically carry this on our own, as can be demonstrated by the fact that we are duo casting for the second week in a row, and will undoubtedly duo cast again next week. Thank you, our lovely audience of 0. I hope someday to call you a lovely audience of 1, but I severely doubt that'll ever happen.
We gotta believe, Nick. We just gotta believe. We gotta put our hearts out there. I mean, actually, I never put my heart out there. Never. Not again.
I will put some amount of effort into this every week, and so if one viewer ever decides to show up, they will get a product from me.
Not me. Not after the incident. And that ends that episode.
All right.
I feel like we get through a lot of shit more. I've been recording for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I'm pretty sure 10 of those minutes can be cut out.
I think, yeah, we've gotten better at, like, sort of condensing the summaries down to, like, however much of a summary of an episode we want to do.
I think the big